at their own 21. Here's the man who's led the league in rushing twice in 3 seasons, Ezekiel Elliott. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
A 3-yard pickup. For the next third down. 56. Coming to you.
On third down, it's Prescott. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they got out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Ready? 5-8, 5-8. 54 Mike. Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout as there's a Saints player down here on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creep.
They run with a former Viking and Raider. It's Latavius Murray. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
I'm coming for you.
To throw, it's Breeze. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Call that a gain of 11.
Saints, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Ready? 95-56. 95-56. Check right. Check right.
From the gun, it's Breeze. And a sideline pass. That's caught by Thomas. 23 yards on the play.
Come on, one thing for sure. You know that Michael Thomas is going to be the target on a 3rd down pass, and Drew Brees finds him and keeps this drive moving.
Breeze going to come up here, 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game.
You're good. You're good. 5-4. Ready? Go. Go. Yes.
Shotgun now for Breeze. On Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Breeze now. That is caught at the 7. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. That goes for a gain of 31.
First and goal at the 6-yard line.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5.
12. Watch his flag. 25. Check 25.
Now Breeze. Looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. Drew Brees, his second touchdown pass here in the opening quarter of this game. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. Lutz will look to add the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Squeeze, double.
Prescott on first down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Oh, what a catch there by Cooper. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage moves from their own 25 all the way to the red zone now for 1st and 10. Elliott trucks over him and all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Check 43.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Ezekiel Elliott, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys draw a bit closer. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. We remind you that coming up tomorrow night, Monday Night Football, we finish off the first quarter of the season with an AFC North battle. Murray fighting, lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. There he goes right side. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Keep putting that ball on the ground. That's our ball.
Marr now to add the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And that 14-0 lead to begin the ball game, well, that's gone now. Time to regroup.
I think even up 2 touchdowns, they knew this wasn't going to be a walk in the park, and I think that's why we would see the head coach going up and down the sidelines telling his team, let's stay with it, let's keep going. It's almost like he knew they were going to make their run at him, and they have. As you said, let's see if they can regroup and get going again.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. He was trying to get it that time to Ted Ginn, but it'll be second down.
Ready?
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Breeze going to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way, and what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
3rd and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down to the 29. A big play. Breeze finding Thomas. 54 yards. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Now Breeze. And complete right side to Cook. 2 yards that time. A stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down.
Kill. He's checking. Crash.
Breeze now to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And he'll take it all the way up near the 30-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown. Now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display. Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
He takes this from the 30 to the 34. Earlier this half, you were wondering how the defense was going to handle him defensively. Were they going to bottle him up at different levels, so to speak, is what you said. What have you seen so far?
Well, I think they've been absolutely terrific because it feels like on every play, if we were watching this in the film room, when he clicked off the film or stopped it, you would see 11 shirts of that same color right there in the frame trying to tackle him. That's what you're looking for.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Elliott.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Sherrills to return it. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
13. 55's my guy, 55. Bravo. I'm coming.
From the 25 on second down. Breeze over the middle. It's Jared Cook. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Ready.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Whoa. Switch gears. Hey, Delta. You're good.
To throw is Breeze. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. The Notre Dame man, Jalen Smith, able to get a hand in and knock it away.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Now Breeze. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And the return across midfield and to the 46-yard line.
You can easily see the logic. It's a tie game. They just wanted to press it a little bit right before the half, hoping to get one more score.
Yeah, easy to second-guess the result, but now you have to think after that interception, just a field goal, and they're behind at the break.
Yeah, I think at the half, the head coach just says, look, that's on me. I wanted to press it, but it's because I believe in you guys.
He'll get a couple yards on that one, and it's a 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
To throw again on 2nd down. Prescott steps away to his left. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
He was brought down by Von Bell. A gain of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Oh, he's got some breathing room. 23 yards, the final tally.
This is one of those plays that could go either way, but we've seen the influence of the college game now in the NFL, where we're seeing more and more of these plays run, and that one went for a big gain.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Watch the run. Check 3. Check 13. Check 13. Big ass. go 46. Here we go, 54, 26.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Amari Cooper, his intended receiver, and it's third down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. They'll throw again. Prescott. Throw left side complete. That's Elliott. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A good-looking drive for the Cowboys so far. It's a first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On the counter, Elliott. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. On 2nd and 12, Prescott. Austin's got it left side. And I think the ball's out. And this is picked up by the Saints.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach it out. And work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Ready? 5-9.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
A boost here to start the drive after the penalty. It's 1st and 5. Here's Breeze to throw. And an alley to run. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter.
Let's go, D. Bang, bang, kill.
On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas. That'll bring up second down.
You ready? Mike 54. Kill.
Throwing now is Breeze. Now Breeze lost the football. But fortunately, the Saints were able to hold on to it, so they will indeed keep possession.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It's brought in right side by Ginn. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And that will tie things at 17 all. So they come away from this opening drive of the third quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, and that has to be job one, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the second half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
At their own 25-yard line.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Prescott from the gun. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. The sack coming from defensive end Cameron Jordan. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
I wonder what was going through his mind when he got the play call. He just got sacked on the previous play. He knows they're coming after him again. A little bit of guts to stand in there, take the hit, and successfully complete the screen pass. Really well done.
Buying time to his left. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The linebacker, Demario Davis, got a hand in to break that one up.
Now, he's been a busy man out of the backfield. They've looked his way quite a bit so far in this game.
Nice job there defensively, though, adjusting, because a couple of his earlier catches, he was wide open. Not that time.
You mentioned the key word, adjustment. A better cover man on him now in space.
Sherrill's on the return. Call it a 48-yard punt. Give him 9, though, on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10. They begin the drive with a run by Murray. Murray, strong running. And out across midfield down to the 45. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
55 mark, guys. Alpha. He's the opposite. Show me that. Check.
On play action, it's Breeze. Throw left side, taken in by Meredith. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Ready.
Breeze now 12 of 17 through the air as he leads his guys up on 1st down. Now a give. This is Murray. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Target.
They go with Murray again. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Latavius Murray, his first touchdown on the year. And the Saints have moved out in front. What's good on the extra point? And they will take a 7-point lead. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll try and get the running game going with Elliott. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
Well, you have to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Last year, Dak Prescott had 3 fourth-quarter comebacks, and in search of another one right now. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Prescott, he's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Cowboys! Amari Cooper, 79 yards. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying the football game.
Yes, it was a touchdown.
And now the kick is blocked. The Saints have got it. But he doesn't get far. They're able to stop him. And after all that, the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
As you tell me all the time, Brandon, mark that play down. That should be a tie game. Instead, a great job by the guys blocking it. And, boy, they've got to have a great lift going off the field.
And the further it happens in the game, and here in the second half, it just gets more magnified.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. We come up here on 1st and 10. Catch here, left side, Thomas. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Time to ground it out now with Murray. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
Going for the deep ball. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Hey, high 7. Ready?
The Saints do snap it. It's Breeze. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Tyrone Crawford and Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position.
We're going to keep getting sacks. We're going to stick right in. 56. Check 56. It's our time. It's our time.
Now a play fake here on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
On second and 10, Prescott, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Marcus Davenport able to take him down. It's a loss of 3.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
Third and long for Prescott. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Marcus Davenport, 2 plays in a row now that he has gotten in there for the sack, and it brings up 4th down. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And with that, they will move ahead by 2 here in the 4th. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 22. Here's Murray now as they run it to start the drive. Jalen Smith, who took a huge step forward last year, in on the tackle for Dallas.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Breeze. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. And the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Shotgun now for Breeze. Trying to lay one up deep. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. They were trying to erase that deficit in one play.
They certainly were, but how about the reaction time and the instincts back deep to force the incompletion? We might need to mark this one down. We may look back and say, that was a game-saving play.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Bree's going to go on 4th down. And that is incomplete. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. A first down carry by Elliott. And an alley to run. And able to work his way down to the 16. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. second down. It's Elliott, and he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Switch.
From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. And a timeout taken. Just 6 seconds away from the 2-minute warning. This defense wanted to stop the clock prior to that, and they do. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. A give to Elliott, and he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play as we have reached the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the 4th quarter. Marr able to put this one through, and the drive will wind up yielding 3. So he remains perfect, 3 for 3 in the field goal department.
And it's so important for any offense to have an ace like him up their sleeve, isn't it? Because now you know what his range is, and as soon as your offense gets there, you're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board.
Ready. Yellow waiting. 54. Come on.
Now a play fake. Breeze. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
Well, how about keeping your head about you in this situation? No more timeouts. Finds a way to get out of bounds. Now they can breathe a little bit as they contemplate what to do on the next down.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well have run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
And now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They run with Murray, and he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
The Saints on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2.
36. Easy, opposite. Any weapon. Sammy. Watch the whip.
They'll run here. It's Murray. The defense stiffens to force 4th down following that first down gain of 8.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here.
Ready.
And down by 5, they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Breeze to throw for it on fourth. And Ginn's got it. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. He'll look to throw, and this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute.
How many people are watching this one right here who gave up? Because that score, they might want to try and rush back into this stadium.
Yeah, what looks like is going to be the game-deciding score, although a little bit of time left, so you can't count your chickens before they're hatched.
Well, they better come back in here and watch this one, because you and I, we're not going anywhere. We want to see this one play out.
So they make the decision. They want a 3-point lead versus a 2-point lead, and they got it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it seems like the exact right thing to do. Put a little pressure on your defense, but the biggest thing now is you're making the other team chase you.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. And he'll sling that one in there. Complete to Cooper on the comebacker. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Prescott. This one caught left side by Cooper. Now they burn the timeout, and they're kind of in that gray area where they might be able to get 2 plays in, but maybe just 1 play left in this ball game. We'll see. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Kill. 47.
Now Prescott. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. He was trying to get it to Ezekiel Elliott, and it's 2nd down. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Here goes 47. Gun. We're going to 53. 26.
One last shot now for Prescott. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge.